welcome to Rickshaw Silences, a podcast about growth, self-realization, thought, and discourse. I'm your host Tanvi, and this is Anushka and Siddharth. And today we'll be talking about how the podcast came to be.
Could you tell us a bit about yourself?
My name's Tanvi Sathe. I live in Pune. I'm 19 years old, and I'm a second-year BSc Integral Psychology student.
Like, what exactly is your course?
Okay, so basically, it's everything psychology. I don't have any other subjects. It's just pure psychology,
That's
which
nice.
is why it's BSc.
Do you
that's
enjoy psychology? Have you been interested since you were a kid?
I do, yes. I think because I'm a very observant person, it just helps.
Right. So you have been interested since you were a kid.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. Could you tell us more about how the podcast came to be?
Okay, so initially, this was an idea that I was supposed to do with one of my best friends, Sanskruti Gadwal. I met her in my junior college, and we used to go around Pune exploring the city, and just tiny observations we used to make every day. On the way back home, we used to sit in a rickshaw because that's how we used to go home.
Yeah.
And we just used to think about what happened the entire day and silent reflection, a lot of silent reflection, a lot of observations, which is why it was supposed to be with her, but then she moved to Banaras and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
Right.
So we couldn't do it. So now it's like just me and another set of my friends. So yeah.
That's still cool.
That's,
So, could you tell me, like, why exactly a podcast? Why not any other format of content?
Because I think conversation is something that's very important. And for me, I really crave emotional intimacy, and conversations are like the best form of emotional intimacy because you really get to know the other person you don't need to be in person to talk to people, which is why I
Right.
think.
Yeah, but like, when you say you don't need to be in person to talk to people, but like you mean texting and like calling and all that,
Yeah.
right? So, but don't you think it's just better to talk to people in person?
It is. But in times like these where we're in a pandemic, that's not always possible, which is why
a podcast. Not bad.
Awesome.
Where do you expect to go with this podcast? What is your aim? What do you want the audience to take away from this?
honestly, I just want them to feel like they're a part of this conversation. And I think hopefully I want to make it as relatable as I can. So it's just fun and it's things that you would talk to with your friends about. And here it's just I'm putting it out. So it's
Could you mention some topics you would like to discuss? Like what relatable topics are you going to be covering in this podcast?
I think friendships in general.
Okay.
Friendships. Self-exploration and how that's important for everybody's individual, what is it called? Development and
Or like trying to find yourself,
Yes.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
I think that's majorly what this podcast is about.
You mentioned self-exploration. Do you want to talk a little about that?
Yes.
Yes.
Excitement level reached another height here.
I mean, I think the best way to get to know yourself and who you are is to just give yourself that solitude and that silence. And I think everybody should, I don't know if this sounds weird, but everybody should take out a little time in their day to just be silent and just reflect on the things that they say to people or the kind of people they interact with, because that's really where you come to know what you like, what you don't like, and yourself.
Maybe I should try that. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Are there any specific experiences which influence this podcast? Any specific you would like to share right now?
Could be a story. Could be something which cannot be called a situation, but just something which came to be
Something that just happened.
cumulative over the years. Yeah. Something that just happened.
But like in what, like And
like legit anything that has happened which could have like played a part in you thinking that this is the direction I want my podcast to take?
right.
Yeah, I mean, people are coming here to listen to you. So, what made you think that you should make a podcast? Was there any experience as such? Was it
I mean,
an
okay.
influence? Yeah.
So myself, like me, I love watching podcasts. I think they're fun. They're very. You don't need to like listen to them. Okay, maybe
Like you can just
that's-
have them in the background.
Yes, thank you. But I think the idea of like wanting to put out a podcast or like something like this, I really don't know how to answer this. Do you know that I have an answer to this?
Yes, you wanted to mention about the parenting things and everything
I
that
knew
you
you were
got a
heading. Okay,
chance
fine.
to
Okay.
explore yourself
Okay.
a lot.
Okay,
So,
wait.
Do you
Should
want
I
to?
just frame that question and ask you? Yeah. So, do you think that any sort of parenting aspect has played into the podcast?
yes, definitely. I think
Please tell us about it.
I think the way my parents have raised me, I'm eternally grateful to my parents for the way they've raised me. But it's not. I don't know if it's how most people are brought up, but not in a bad way. But I was really left to myself. But where I was able to explore myself and really there was no outside influence to who I wanted to be as a person.
Right.
So you got that independence.
Correct. The independence, the freedom, the privacy. And I really appreciate that because I don't think many people have that opportunity to,
Yeah.
have parents like that, but I do. So thank you. But yeah, I think the person I am today is really because of my parents.
Okay, but you have a unique name. You have a unique name to your podcast, Rickshaw Silences. And we have a lot of rickshaw theme stuff going around
Right.
here. So why Rickshaw Silences?
Okay, first of all, can I just point out the meter? Like, look how cool it is. Stop. Did you notice that? I don't know. But okay, this was by. Anyway, why rickshaw silences? Okay, so like I mentioned, the story before, the incident about how
The
whatever
thing you
it
used to do.
is.
Yeah.
About how this was supposed to be done with another friend and the whole like rickshaw journey. But
Right.
I think rickshaw silences because we used to think about all the things I thought about for the podcast in that rickshaw. So most of the things that we'll be talking about throughout the entirety of this was all thought of in the rickshaw with the silent reflection bit.
Right.
Hence rickshaw silences.
Silences, yeah. And going back to another point, you said you watched a lot of podcasts. Could you like mention a few that you really like?
Ooh, okay. So there's Zayn and Heath Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Love them. There's I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Hoot and a Half by Matt King and Mike Sheffer. That's also really good. Jay Shetty,
Always.
Justin Baldoni. There's this thing called Red Table Talk. It's by Jada Pinkett Smith. The Smith family.
Yeah.
Love them. So yeah, those are like the main ones. And from time to time I listen to Emma Chamberlain. But that's it.
Yeah. So a lot of like YouTuber based podcasts.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Love those. Because I like to look at people when they're talking and not just listening to them. So that helps.
Big on facial expressions.
Big on facial expressions.
Why though?
I don't know, I think expressions add another, because you might be saying something rude, which if you listen to it, it'll be rude, but if you look at the expression and if it's sarcasm,
Yeah.
you only understand, I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you're trying
Like-
to say here.
Yeah.
Whatever you're trying to communicate feels incomplete if you don't see their
Correct.
face. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you faced this problem recently since we are in the pandemic? Misunderstandings and everything between people?
Not really. I mean, It's funny because I have a handful of friends and I know them very well and they know me very well, hopefully. So yeah, like I think when, especially like on text, when you speak to somebody you know very well, you can listen to them while you're reading the text.
Yeah, like I can't do it with people that don't know too much, but like I can hear the voice of the people through the text. Like I can hear it in their voice.
Correct.
Yeah.
And like something they might say or some like a word.
And the way they say it.
Correct. So I think I don't have that issue because all my friends are my best friends.
And you have these best friends as your guests. All
Correct.
of your
all of them
best friends are going to be your
come
guests.
on.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, how is that going to happen? How are you feeling about the whole having your friends as part of your slightly professional, non-academic podcast?
Honestly, that excites me more than anything because I know that they have a lot to bring to the table.
Right.
I would like to say that they're a lot like me.
Okay.
Probably why I get drawn towards people like that. Because I don't look for like, there are, not to be rude, but how there are those people that look for like complete opposite. Like, because I'm not like that, I want what I don't have. Or like, I want to learn from.
Yeah.
That's not me when it comes to friendships.
So you just want people you can really vibe with.
Yeah, like I'm really comfortable with. I feel safe around. So I think, so everybody has something to bring to the table that hopefully is relatable and it's cerebral, hopefully.
It will be.
So yeah.
Sorry, what? Like, can you explain what you mean by
Cerebral is
that?
like just very thought-provoking and it makes you
Keep pondering over it.
deep conversation.
And the word comes from like the part of the brain.
Correct. Like it's very stimulating,
Yeah,
basically.
okay.
And it helps you like open up different or use different parts of your brain while having those conversations.
Basically, you want the audience to keep thinking about the podcast way after they have finished listening to it.
Hopefully, yes.
Hopefully. Too many hopefuls. But I'm kind of
That's
very
how we
sure
roll.
about all
It's
of
okay.
them.
Yes.
I'm kind of very sure about all of them.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Tanvi, you were saying something?
I was saying that I don't know you very well. In fact, I think you just opened up to us yesterday. Like you were very quiet and shy before that. But okay, just like FYI, he just recently joined. Okay, so they're my team. Like they work with me and
On the
we're
podcast,
working
yeah.
together.
And like legit, Tanvi and I met for the first time for this podcast. So it's really new, like in the past 2 weeks or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not like a long period to establish a friendship. That's I think what you're getting at.
Yeah. But also that I really appreciate that you. I don't know if you did this knowingly, but you opened up to us yesterday. I don't know. Like before that, it was like, wake up, like say something. But yesterday was like all you.
Siddharth's real laugh came out.
Yeah.
We heard him openly.
Yeah, I know I have an ugly laugh, but it's
not
okay.
an ugly laugh. All of us have like a interesting laugh.
Yeah, mine's just like a bit more unique than others.
We love that. Don't worry. So yeah, I think that's the only thing I had to like I was going to tell you when you came home. I was like, no, let's just reserve that.
Content purposes.
Correct, content purposes. But yeah.
Yeah.
How do we know each other?
Through mutual friends, as always. Like half Pune knows each other.
So basically, the city we live in, there's always someone who knows you and your friend. That's just how it works here.
Yeah, common college, same area. Oh, we met one day at some kind of restaurant.
Something or other is just going on. And
Yeah.
that's just how people meet.
Always.
In this city.
Absolutely.
Never surprises you. Because you're used to it now.
But yeah, me and Tanvi, it's not even been a complete year we know each other.
Yeah, like September 18th.
Oh yeah, we know her. We know the date we started talking to each other.
Because we like looked it up. I was like, when did I meet you? But yeah, she slid into my DMs.
I did.
You need to teach me, huh?
Classes after this, for sure.
It was very smooth. I think she slid in with like, hi, you're really pretty.
I really
you. I was like, whoa, okay.
I mean, I know, but like, yeah.
I know. 5 minutes into the conversation, it started with 3 minute, 4 minute audio recordings, and it did not stop after
I
that.
think,
To this day,
yeah.
me and Tanvi talk in audio recordings or messages which are like 7 paragraphs long.
Yeah, and like,
That's it.
if there's
That's too
something...
much to type. That's too much to type.
Exactly, hence the voice message.
Voice
Yeah.
messages. Or impulsive video calls
If that's too much,
at any time of the day from any location. When I specify locations, it can be anything. Literally.
anything. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's nice. I think, I don't know, it's again like coming back to the thing how I look for people similar to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not you, sir, but
We are yet to find out.
clearly.
By the end of this week, we'll all know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
So yeah.
So, like, when I like look for friends, like, I don't actually look for friends. I'm not that lonely, but like, when I look at people and I'm like, should I be friends with this guy or not? I just let it happen. If it happens, it happens. I don't really care about like, are we different? Do we look at things differently? Like,
Right. But if there is somebody who's
yeah,
like
I'm very okay with like making friends and then breaking them off if they're like bad.
yeah, I feel you.
Like, I don't want you, so like,
Yeah.
no.
I feel that, cause same. But yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say you're an introvert?
I honestly do not know. Like, I need to take a BuzzFeed quiz to find that out at this point. Because I guess yes, because whenever I'm like in a public setting, this does not count as a public setting. Like, whenever I'm in a public setting, I literally don't talk. Or if there are people that I do not know, I do not talk.
We're living proof of that.
Yeah, and because I know I say something stupid. With people I've known, it's too much. Like, it's crazy. Like,
Right, I feel
then
you.
it's beyond
Yeah.
extrovert at some point.
Yeah, I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Opening up
that.
takes time though. Like, that's,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
like a
not
very...
for us, but
Well,
there are
we have
exceptions.
a problem of oversharing, which is a whole different
it's-
discussion. And no,
Not necessarily a problem, but
no,
it's a thing.
It's like we've met people for the first time and we have opened up life stories, all the books in our lives so far, to the point where later you go to sleep at night and you're like,
Oh
my
shit, I shouldn't have told that.
what did I just do?
So yeah, but I think that's...
But that's just because sometimes we just meet people and we hit it off.
Yeah.
And we're just like, this person's gonna be there around for a
And then
long
we slide into the DMs and we call them pretty.
Well, that's just
just saying.
secret. Yeah.
So yeah, that's nice.
So like another very different aspect, like it's not really different, but an aspect I like a lot is that there are cookies on the table
Oh my god, yes. We
that
just
you baked for
them.
this podcast, and I'm like,
Yeah.
She's a damn good baker.
Yeah.
Need to address that she's a damn good baker.
I mean, I think we should find out how good of a baker she is.
Go ahead.
Do you want one?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I can confirm she's a very good baker.
Do we? Thank you.
Well, I know.
Yeah, it is really nice.
Not us munching on cookies, yo. Like, please.
That's how it is supposed to be. We have fairy lights. We have cookies. We have water because that's
And we
our
have mugs.
selected beverage.
We have mugs which definitely has coffee in it. Definitely.
Because we are all heavy coffee drinkers.
So Tanvi, cooking or baking in general, are you interested in that, or is it just something you do on the side?
It's just something I do. Baking, I love baking. I used to bake when I was really small.
I love the fact that you love baking because I'm getting to eat this.
But I was really shit at it when I was I used to forget putting sugar in. I used to forget putting eggs in. So my dad banned me from baking. Thank you for that. But then every day after school, I used to come back home. I'm talking of 2008.
So you were
7 or
6.
8. Yeah.
6.
I used to come back home. I used to watch Nigella Lawson.
Wow.
I used to fall asleep watching, and I used to dream about baking and I'm Nigella Lawson. That's where it came from, in my sleep.
Well,
Haven't
bless your
stopped
sleep.
baking
We
since.
have wonderful cookies because of your dreams today. So thank you for dreaming about cookies every day.
And is it just baking in general or just cooking in general? You cook other things, food,
Yeah, but that's questionable. I wouldn't give it to people. Not as yet.
I'm down to try it.
I mean, I feel like my snacky food is really good.
But
Feel free to experiment on us
yeah,
anytime.
But food,
not main course food.
I would say this. If you, I don't know, that's me being too bold.
See.
No, but my chicken is really good. And my dosas are really good. Really, I will. That makes me feel like I'm a South Indian. I don't mean to stereotype here, but I'm just. Yeah.
Basically, tomorrow we're having dosas for lunch.
Yeah.
That's all I heard.
Dosas and chicken.
Chicken. Oh, I love that idea. Whoever the guest is tomorrow is going to have a feast. That's it. Dosas and chicken.
Love that. For real, for real. Yeah.
I'm just too busy eating cookies now.
Same.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good cookie.
Yeah.
And also how comfortable we are with each other. Okay, me and Siddharth have known each other for a very long time.
Too long. It's been too long.
Yeah. Same school. Have done fair share of mischiefs during maths class and everything, to the point where we were not allowed to sit in the same row for a very long time.
Yeah, we were sent to different corners of the classroom.
Yeah.
What?
During geometry, I feel like.
Yeah, especially during geometry.
Because we both were kind of good at it, elementary, intermediate and all
Right.
exams.
I did not do those. I was just...
You were good at it though.
Yeah.
So we used to be done first.
And then we were just fucking around the entire class. The rest of the time we are just we'll just sit here and chat and just disturb everyone.
Love that.
Without giving any shits.
See, you're the kind of people I used to hate in school.
Oh no.
But I love you all right now, don't worry.
Thank you.
But yeah.
If you were in school together, I think you would be chatting with us. So
Definitely.
Okay.
Although I know a little Tanvi stories from school.
Oh my god.
I'm not sure now.
I was the worst.
why?
I was a bitch in school.
Big time.
Same.
Hey, you were not.
That is a very
open-ended.
that is a very debatable topic.
Yeah.
I was I don't know, I wasn't a good person. When I used to go and spread fake rumors. Well, rumors are fake. I used to go spread rumors. I used to go, I was not, I don't know, I wasn't it back then. I wouldn't want to be friends with 2016, 17 Tanvi at all.
What changed?
She sat in a rickshaw one day.
No, I think the fact that I removed myself from a toxic place. I think when you distance yourself from things that I wouldn't say hurt,
Don't
but
bring out the best in you.
correct.
Yeah.
I think that brings out The good
Even-
in you.
Even people though.
Yeah.
Was
I
not
think
sure
that-
if I should say that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
people. Like
I think
that's the
especially
first,
people
yeah,
because
especially
Yeah.
people.
I think it is one of the topics
I mean, I'm sure
coming
they're wonderful
episodes.
people right now.
yeah.
that it's a topic of a coming episode, that how we act differently with different people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah,
So we'll explore that later.
definitely.
Yes.
Stay tuned. But yeah, I mean, I feel like all of us have changed a lot. I mean, we don't know you from school, but even in the past year, we've all changed a lot. And it's not always drastic changes. I feel it's very slight changes, and sometimes those changes are just observable to you when you
Yeah.
sit alone. You're having your introspection time. You're thinking.
I think that's because the more you learn or the more you're open to things, the more you grow as an
Yeah.
individual. Like, although your personality remains the same, you just keep adding to it or subtracting from it. But the kind of person you are, or the kind of person people would describe you to be, remains the same.
But like, won't you think that about the personality part? If you're keeping on adding something and subtracting something from your personality, it will change over time.
Not drastically.
Not drastically, but it will
Maybe
change.
the way you look at a certain situation after learning about something would be different. Like, I don't want to put an example to this. Okay, the same thing, the same situation. I have no information about it, but I have an opinion about it. But when I read up about that situation, then my opinion changes about it. And that's on growth. Because you're like ready to absorb in new information and change already existing opinions that you have.
Basically, I feel like when you grow up a little, or when you mature a little more, you are open to listening to people, hearing their opinions. You're not just like stubborn, ki, okay, this is my thing, I don't care what anybody else says about it.
Some people are still like that, but it's fine.
Well, we're still just 19.
I'm 18.
So am I.
Well,
Talk
I'm
about people
19.
born in the last few months of the year.
We are just better than everyone else.
Which is better. Hate people born in Jan, Feb.
Sometimes the people...
People in Feb, extra
Big
annoying.
no.
Yeah. Somebody give the context to the situation.
Oh, yeah.
They can't hear him coughing from the other room.
The
Okay,
reason why I'm
so...
mentioning you.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
With what?
What are you going to say right now?
The context to the
really-
situation.
So basically, there's this other guy on our team, Anish, and he's born in Feb and we are just playing around with him.
Because he plays around with us, and this is the only opportunity we get to play around with him.
Because he's in
Because
the
we know he has to be quiet while we're
shooting.
filming, recording, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm so sad right now because this is the last bake of the cookie.
There are many more. We have to bake 5 more. I mean, obviously there'll be more dough, cookie dough, but
I'll just enjoy the cookie dough.
so yeah.
I'm smart. I ate half the cookie and I've kept half the cookie for later on. I'm saving every bit of it.
Madam.
What's madam, bro?
Madam is like madam, but like, or like ma'am. You know, like ma'am, please ma'am, but like madam. Because madam just,
It's
My
just her thing,
it's just my thing. I have many things like that
which you'll come to know in the next episodes of this podcast.
soon. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, please, sir. Can we just mention how... So, like I said, it was supposed to be a podcast with my best friend. So, this was actually supposed to happen end of 2019.
We are just a little late.
Then we had like a final discussion. 11th November 2020.
Okay.
And then she moved. The bitch moved to Banaras. Still hate you for that, but that's okay. Now we're doing this now. What month are we in? August. August 2021.
How did you not know the date?
I just know the day and I know the year.
You do realize we've been writing dates everywhere for the past 3 days.
You have, not me. Well, I have.
Let me guess. It's the 10th. I am correct, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It was not such a big. You wrote the date yesterday
I
and sending
did,
out
yeah.
the messages to everyone.
Oh my god.
You guys are looking at it as such a
I have
big
a memory for
accomplishment.
goldfish.
Goldfish actually do have good memory.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
Why
not like
do
a
you
3
know
second
that?
memory. Because there's like fact pages and all that. Like,
Oh, notebooks. Oh, that's cool days. Yeah.
So like we just assume that the goldfish just forgets everything. It's not like that. They remember stuff up to like 3 to 6 months. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Half of our metaphors suck. Pigs don't sweat, but whenever everybody is feeling hot, everybody says, I sweat like a pig. Pigs don't sweat. Goldfish don't have short memory.
Yeah, so like there's a lot of
We're
things
bad
wrong.
mouthing animals,
Yeah, for no
And-
reason.
fishes. For no reason.
Sad, but not really. Because it's always been like that. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with this. That's it. Thank you for watching us eat cookies patiently, and we shall see you all soon. Bye.